Hi, so as you probably saw in the intro, I take images like this, which is a album cover of a rock band, and I convert them into pieces of art or wall art that looks similar to stained glass, except it's all made with wood. And from previous videos that I've made, a lot of people are asking, how do you get your image to look like stained glass, or at least the pieces of stained glass? So that's what this video is about. I'm going to show you the process, the first stage of my process to make these pieces, which is in this case, I'm using Canva. It's pretty much my go-to right now. And it gets it prepared so that it looks like stained glass with some colors, options, and as well as it makes the line art to get it prepared for the next stage, which is for light burn. Now, I do have a paid subscription to Canva. I have the pro version. There is a free version. I'll get over that. I'll go over that as well near the end of the video, along with other options. If you don't want to go with Canva, if you prefer to use other free options that may be available that I have used in the past. So stick around for that. But without further ado, we'll get started with Canva. So first we go to canva.com. It is a cloud-based service. So yeah, you just have to go through your web browser and find Canva. Now, if you get to the homepage, you'll look something like this if you've never used it before. And of course, it'll show you all the possible features that it has. I won't go through that. I'm just going to focus on turning regular photos into stained glass style pictures and line arts. So now I signed in, so it looks a little bit different. You have all your option for templates that you can use, different templates, or you can go with custom is what I'll be doing. But you can do, if you wanted to do social media stuff, there's, if you click on one of these, you'll get hundreds of different options. But I'm not going in that direction. I'm going to do one of those album covers, the same one. So I'm just going to do a custom size of 24-inch by 24-inch and open that up. And that will prompt a workspace. And even with just a custom size, it'll give you some template examples if you want to use that. But I'm not going that. I'm going to use an uploaded image that I already uploaded. Again, I did this video last week, or this project last week. So I'm going to use the same one just to show you how I managed to get this image to look like a stained glass photo. Now, when you click on this image, it'll bring up some other tools. The ones that you typically like to use are sort of quick tools. And I'm going to, for this project, I'm using the Ask Canva option here that popped up at the bottom. Now, because I've done this, already went through this project to make the line art and the stained glass image, the prompts are already there. So essentially, the main prompt, the first one is just, create a stained glass version, random pieces, even with a spelling error there. It still was able to manage to make a pretty good image. And of course, it'll show you the process of, as it goes through the thinking of what I'm trying to get. Now, in this case, it made a frame around the image, and unfortunately, I'm not able to show it here. So I'm going to show you a quick example. I'll make one uh, live here to give you an idea of how long it takes to convert this image into what I was working with. Just copy and paste the same prompts and correct the spelling error. And this will give you an idea how long it takes for each prompt that you put through. Of course, some might be faster than others. And I don't think there's any difference between the paid version or the other versions that they have here on Canva. It's more of the amount of times you can, or how many prompts you can make, or how many projects you can make. That will be limited rather than the speed, I think. So, but even then, with this pro version, it does go pretty fast. It's takes about a minute per prompt, I would say, for this level of detail. So here you have, a version. Again, it has a frame or window frame, and it has a floor. So I'm going to be doing another prompt to have it remove the frame, as I did in the past one as well. For some reason, every time you say stained glass, it thinks that it has to put it in a frame or a window frame or a church frame, something like that. So that might be something I should add to the prompt, the first prompt, because it seems to be a recurring issue there. So yeah, so you put it through here again. I'm just going to show you one more time how long it takes for this prompt now that I've asked it to remove the frame. And then the following prompts, I'll ask it to move the flooring. And then I'll ask also to, instead of making it look like glass, make it look like wood grain. So we'll just go through that quickly here. So this should be almost done for changing it. There you go. It removed the frame and it kept the overall look of the image pretty good. Next would be to have it remove the floor. And here we go. So here you have it. After, this is my other project. Once you play around with it, you should be able to get it to look similar to this. Colors may be a bit different, but overall, you should be able to get a pretty decent looking piece. Now that brings us to the last step for this Canva process, and that is to get it to make the line art. So it's very just saying to make a line art version similar to a coloring book. And voila, this is what we get. So, and then from that, you're using the mock-up of the colors and using the line art to convert in Lightburn and into your laser. And this is the finished outcome. So I also made some other examples because it was a commission piece and they weren't sure which album cover they preferred. So I gave them 3 examples. This is another one that I gave them. Again, I think it would have come out really cool. And once again, not a problem making the line art, and it's pretty clean. If I were to over here, I'll put the line art over the piece itself, and you'll see how much how well it does at copying exact pieces over top here. I'm just got to line it up and do a transparency. Oops, it's a bit offset there. Let me just fix that. There you go. So now you can see like it really caught all the pieces. There may be a little bit of issue around the eyes. Most times is where I have to play and fix a lot in Lightburn. But even with this has many pieces, it still came out pretty cool. So I promised at the beginning of the video that there's some free versions. As I mentioned, I have the pro level in Canva, and but there is a free version as well as there's a free trial of the pro version that you can try out. And I'll also show you another tool that I find was the best one out of a lot of other AI tools that are out there. I'll go over that one also, which is free. I already have a free version the one that I used. But let me just show you the different plans that Canva have. I'll leave a link down below. It's not affiliate. I don't have affiliate links for Canva, but I'll leave them down below as well as the other tool that I mentioned. Now I'm going to start with the Pro version because that's the version I have. I know it's $142 a year, and I promised that I'd show you free, but you can start this one with a free trial. Not for sure how long, but you can try it out this way. And you can see just with this Pro version, you get pretty much everything you need. So many templates, 141 million photos, videos, graphics, audio, royalty free, but with the asterisk that it should be modified before using it. 5 brand kits, social content, scheduling, ad insights if you're going to do ads. But you also have access to Affinity, which is a free software, which is like a Photoshop version editor, a photo editor. So that can be very handy. I personally haven't used it yet. And you also get 100 gigs of cloud storage. So that's all the basic tools. But then when we move down to the AI options. Now, for the AI, you do get a limited allowance. It doesn't say exactly here. You'd have to go into your settings and see how much allowance you have. But you do get about 10 times more compared to the free version. And of course, you have some add-ons there. You can add you can add like tokens if you want to buy separate tokens in a sense. They call it AI Pass if you wanted to. And of course, you have a number of other features. And some of these things I haven't used myself, such as Canva Offline, Magic Layers I do use. It's quite helpful for when you want to deconstruct a photo and you take some things out or change things. So that's a very handy tool that you get within Pro. All right, let's take a look at the free version. Now, free version is still pretty powerful. You're not going to get all the premium tools that you get with the pro version, like the remove background and things like that, which is very helpful. With the free version, you do get the drag and drop type editors, and you do get templates, just a lot less. Same with photos, videos, graphics, audio, a lot less. You only get to do 1 brand kit, and you still have access to Infinity because it is a free software anyways, and ad insights and AI ad creation. And your cloud storage is much smaller as well. So still a very good editor. It's just not going to have all the features that I learned to use or gotten accustomed to use. Now, moving down to the AI allowance, you just get up to 200 standard AI uses or 20 premium AI uses. There's different levels of AI, and so standard is kind of limited, limiting to what you can do, versus the premium is pretty much the type of stuff that I use. So you'd have up to 20 premium uses, and that's, I believe, is per month. So you can go through that pretty quickly, and they don't show that you have an access to the AI pass, which means you can buy more um, tokens in a sense to do AI changes if you wanted to add to that. So you're still limited with the free, but you can still get a lot of things done if you're only doing a few projects. You also get the Canva offline, and you also get to try magic layers. So, anyways, that kind of gives you an idea of the Canva free. Again, pretty strong editor. It is the one that pretty much started with, even as with the pro version, was with the free version tools that are currently now with the pro version and Canva 2.0. It's definitely added a lot of tools that make a lot of the social media stuff a whole lot easier too. So the last free option I want to bring to your attention, which is out of Google AI Studio. And you can do pretty much a similar type of editing. It's a little bit more prompts that it usually takes. Here I have a picture of my brother-in-law's car, and then I have it change the background to something a little bit different. And then from there, I'm able to make sort of the stained glass pieces. And then from there, it is able to create line art. Again, it's not 100% as good as the Canva that I've been using. It was good at the time because Canva didn't have that option. Now with Canva having that option definitely makes it a whole lot better. But then again, if you don't want to go to Canva way, this may be a good option for you in the meantime until who knows what else comes down the lines. All right, so that brings us to the end of the video. This is the first time I've done a tutorial type video, so I hope it came out okay for your needs. And I know it's a lot of AI stuff, and I'm sure that there'll be some comments about that, and that's fine. I'm open to having conversations about that, and it might bring up a subject for another video down the line. So, yeah, I hope you found this helpful. I hope it was clear enough in regards to how to use or what my process is to get it from a photo to um, a stained glass version to line art to be able to use in Lightburn, which I'll do a tutorial just on that alone because that's where a lot of my time is spent. And but yeah, I hope you found it helpful. If you did, hit the like button and do all the other stuff, comment, subscribe, uh, share, all that good stuff. And I do hope to see you here again at Dusty Workbench Art. Take care.